Hey everyone, welcome back to Girl Talk. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, before we get started, if you could give me a like, share, a thumbs up, comment, don't forget to hit the subscribe and notification buttons, and also check out our new Facebook page. Lots of exciting and fun things going on. I just wanted to get on, see how everybody's doing. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday. I had to think about that for a second. I can't believe it's almost, oh, we're 2 weeks into August. I can't believe this. Like, what is going on with this year? It is flying by. Um, Couple things for today. Like I said, we're just gonna do some random things, but I have some Gen X memories to talk about. That's always fun. But first, talking about Gen X, and this is actually a good quote for um, my Gen X friends and peeps, because if you've been there, you know about it. Um, and you don't necessarily have to be Gen X, this can happen at any stage of your life, but it's a really good quote, and I thought that would be good for today. It says, "No one can use my past against me. I'll sit at the table, look you in the eye, and tell my story from beginning to end. No edits, no filters. I own every mistake, every failure, every scar I picked up along the way. I've already faced the darkest chapters of my life and made peace with them. They don't control me anymore. They built me. What's tea for you is my testimony. What you whisper about, I've already survived. And what tried to break me is the very proof that I'm still standing. I'm not ashamed of where I've been. I'm proud of how I made it out." So, getting into some things that happened over the weekend, I have been wearing the same cross necklace for about 15 years. And I don't know, maybe I'm weird. I think everybody needs a cross necklace. Whether you believe or you don't believe, whatever, I just think they're cool. To me, it brings me peace. Anyway, um, the chain broke. And like I said, it's always brought me peace. And the only time it's ever been off is when I had a procedure or a test done, and it went in my wallet. And as soon as I was done um, with the procedure or test or whatever, it went back on. Um, when I get nervous, I play with my necklace. So it's just something that I'm used to having on. And my chain broke. So I'm looking through my jewelry box, and I had another necklace and things like that. Da da da. And the one thing I thought of, do you remember when a herringbone necklace was in style? That was the big hype, right? Everybody had one. I do not have one. There's not one in my jewelry box, which actually surprised me. But I kind of had a laugh because we all had one, but yet they were kind of crappy because they kinked so easily. Um, if you got, I don't know, a week's worth out of it without having one kink, you were lucky. That never happened. Um, so I kind of had a giggle about that, and that's one fad that they don't have to bring back. We can keep that back in what, the 90s or whatever it was. We can keep that back there. The other thing that I was thinking about, do you remember, and this was brought up in another video of mine, when Headbangers Ball was going on MTV? That's what we grew up with, and that's when it was the headbanging music and stuff like that. I think it would be really fun to go live one Friday or Saturday night. Let me know what you want to listen to, and we will play it. Now, obviously, I realize that you can go on to different radio stations and things like that, and the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they are considered oldies. There are oldies, but that's what they're considered. Um, but I would be playing what you guys want to listen to. The only thing about that is I don't know if we're going to get a copyright strike against us. On YouTube, we might, but it might be worth checking out and trying. You gotta let me know what you think about that. And I don't know. One weekend we'll have to try it and see what happens. The other thing I wanted to tell you, a real cool story, was yesterday. Everybody that knows me personally knows about my love of butterflies. And it was really weird. I was outside yesterday sitting and just not really doing anything, just enjoying the air. And a butterfly came and sat on the chair. And I kind of just stuck my pointer finger out. And they always say that if one touches you, it's good luck. So this butterfly, this never happened to me. Um, this butterfly reached its arm out and had its arm on my pointer finger for like, I bet you 30 seconds to a minute. And unfortunately, I didn't have my phone to take a picture or a video because I would have been a heartbeat. Um, and it flew away and it came back and I put my hand out and it sat on my hand. Thankfully, one of my neighbors came home. She had her phone and took a picture. I'm not joking when I say that that butterfly sat on my finger, hand, whatever you want to call it. It had to be 2 to 3 minutes. And I said to my neighbor, I'm like, I don't know how to take this. I don't know if I should be excited and be like, okay, I have a visitor and they're giving me good luck, or if I should be worried that I'm going to meet Jesus. Um, like, do I have a visitor that's overextending its stay that's trying to tell me something that I'm supposed to go with them, or what's happening here? So I woke up this morning, all is well. And so I guess it wasn't for me, but that was really, really cool. It never happened to me. I'm so glad that we got a picture of that. Very, very cool. The other thing I wanted to tell you is, and I noticed it too, because I do listen before I post, and before I upload to YouTube, I listen to what video I just talked about, and I could edit it, and there are some times where it is edited, but I look at it this way: Gen X and just myself in general, and our age group, I'll say it that way, we don't have much of a filter. Um, so you're getting the unedited, raw version of me, brain fog, midlife brain, all of it. And I look at it this way: I could edit the shit out of these videos and make them sound perfect. I could make me sound perfect, but I'm not. I'm far from perfect. Um, and I wanted everybody to kind of be comfortable in the uncomfortableness. Like, I know when I listen to a video and there's a little bit of silence, I'm holding my breath listening and I'm thinking, oh my God, say something. Um, or you get the or the ums in there and things like that. And it's like, you know what? Let people see the unperfect you. None of us are perfect. Um, I'm just the same as anyone else, and you're just the same as me, you know? Um, there's no difference if you put a picture up and you filter the crap out of it. Um, there's some that prefer that, and that's great. And there's some that prefer to not have that filter on, not have makeup on, and that's okay too. Um, but I wanted to show everyone the unperfect, unkept, messy version of me, because we all have that side. Some of us more so than others. I am included in that, so no worries, guys. If you're there, I'm there with you. One thing I did want to go over, and I should have went over it at the beginning of the month, and I want to do this for every month. It's when there's a new month, I want to do what awareness month it is. So, like, November is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month, and that's your Purple Heart. So in August, there was actually major health, cultural, and social awareness months observations. So let's go over a few of them. Excuse me. Um, so there's National Immunization Awareness Month. It's National Breastfeeding Month, which supports and promotes breastfeeding education, communities, policies, and procedures. It's Children's Eye Health and Safety Month. It's Psoriasis Action Month, that raises understanding of psoriatic disease and patient support. Gastroparesis and Digestive Tract Paralysis Awareness Month. I actually know about this because it's something I have. I was diagnosed with it back in 2009. What it is, it's a mobility issue with your stomach. So, in other words, your stomach doesn't process food as quickly as it should. So, somebody that it may only take an hour for your food to push through, it may take me 4 hours. And what they do, I don't know what they do now, but back in the day, you would eat, it was called nuclear scrambled eggs. And it was contrast and scrambled eggs. And you would eat it, and they would scan you every so often to see how quickly your food was passing through. And there are actually friends of mine that had to have a stimulator put in because their stomach, your stomach's paralyzed, basically. It's just what degree that it's paralyzed to. So if it's functioning a little bit, it can still push through. It's just going to take a little bit longer. If it's completely paralyzed, they can put a stimulator in there, and that will make it, I don't want to say spasm, but it will make it be able to push food through quicker than if you didn't have it in. Now, thankfully, mine never got that bad, but you do have to watch, when you eat like a heavy meal and things like that, you want to be careful what time you eat that meal. And you really don't want to eat right before bed because that food is just going to lay in there. And in the morning, it's still going to be in there. So there's things you have to do depending on the severity and things like that. But for the most part, I have mine figured out and really don't have too many issues. Thank goodness. There's other GI, I have enough other GI things to worry about. It is Auto-Inflammatory Awareness Month. This brings attention to rare periodic fever and immune system disorders. This one's kind of interesting to me, and I would actually like to do more research because I know about autoimmune issues and I know about inflammatory issues, but I don't know about when the two are put together. So I think I will be doing some research on that, and I'll let you know what I find because it sounds interesting. Not that I wouldn't want it. It sounds painful too, but another one is Spinal Muscular Atrophy Awareness Month and Summer Sun Safety Month. So we have to make sure we put on our sunscreen. And it's also National Wellness Month. So, in saying that, I have to tell you, yesterday I went over to my mom's, and we live close by, and it's not that we can't get together, we just kind of do our own thing. But I went over yesterday, and she got us chicken barbecue tickets and things like that, and I took my laundry over and got that done. And by the way, guys, I figured out that you can still bribe your parents when you're an adult because so she got a new washer and dryer, and I told her, I'm like, well, if you really want practice, because her other one was old. Her other set was, I mean, she got her money's worth out of it. Well, this new one is an electronic one, and very interesting, I will say that. But she's like, well, I'll show you. And I'm like, well, my wash always gets cleaner when you do it, though. I don't know if she was buying it, but I told her, I said, it's like the mashed potato thing. And I don't know about you guys, but there are certain foods that will never taste as good as your mom's. And when I think of that, I think of my mom's mashed potatoes. I have been trying for 30 years to make her mashed potatoes. And if we ever have my daughter in here on here to do an interview, we're gonna ask her about my mashed potatoes, and I'm not gonna fill her in on what my answer is or whatever. We're gonna let her tell you because I always end up with the lumpiest mashed potatoes ever. Every time I am getting lumps. Well, my mom's doesn't have lumps. It's nice and creamy and all that other good stuff. So I told her, I'm like, it's like the mashed potatoes, you can never get it like your mom's. And I'm like, so my wash is like cleanest when my mom does it. And actually, it was a joke. I promise it was. I told her, I said, you don't even have to fold it. I said, I did put it in the washer. She just had to put it in the dryer and da da da. I said, just put it back in my laundry tote and I'll fold it. It's just jammy bottoms. I don't care if they get, wrinkly or whatever. And I messaged her this morning and she said, your laundry is folded and back in your tote. Thanks, Mom. Um, no, I am really grateful though, because my development where I live, we just got new washers and dryers as well. But the thing of it is, it only takes a debit or credit card, and in order to use it, it's really messed up because you have to first you have to have your card verified, and it charges $8, but then it supposedly gives you that $8 back. Like, it just seems like it's a hassle. And my mom definitely does not need practice on doing wash. I mean, my God. Um, but it was just cute, and I think it makes her feel helpful. I try to do as much as I can and try not to bug her or ask her because when I do get in a flare, she's the person I depend on. She's the one closest to me. So, while I'm feeling okay, I try to give her a break. That way, she's also getting a break from me. Um, we can't overwhelm mom. Moms are needed. So that was a cute story. But where I was going with this, on the self care thing, it was so nice just to visit. We had lunch together, we ate, we were sitting on the porch chatting and, just doing, like I said, we did my laundry and, well, I stayed there for half of it. Um, it was just so nice to have a normal conversation and, just sit and chat and things like that. I don't know what happened years ago, but it seems like when MySpace and Facebook came out, I think Facebook was supposed to be, to keep college kids in communication with their families and things like that. And it just seems like when MySpace and Facebook caught on, everybody's nose went down to their phone, and nobody ever bothered to look back up from the time that started. And this is how many years later. And the way technology is, it's not going to get any better. Um, watch your screen time, because I can tell you that, and I'm trying to be careful myself. I record my videos and things like that. I do my quick scroll through Facebook in the morning, and then I try to stay off for the rest of the day. Like maybe I'll go on in the afternoon, but otherwise, time is so short, and it's August already. We're having some really, really beautiful days out there. And, if you, even if you can just get out for a few minutes and just sit and get some fresh air, put the phone down, um, get together with a friend, or if you're, drained of people, then go and have a relaxed day by yourself. And honestly, that's what I plan to do this afternoon. If anybody has seen me in public, disregard, look away, don't acknowledge, don't say hello, no need, don't judge. I have roots. My nails and tootsies need to be done. I have a unibrow going on. I'm like a big old mess over here. So I think today will be a self-care day for me. Um, and I usually do try to keep Sundays open for a rest day. My mom actually started doing that, and I thought that was a really cool idea. The when Monday comes, the week just flies, and you have appointments, and you have work, and you have this, and you have that, and um, but she started doing more Sundays are her rest day. She usually goes to church in the morning, and then she'll come home. That doesn't mean she does nothing for the day, but it's her day of rest. And I kind of started doing that as well. And I like that because it gives us a good beginning to the new week. You know, um, I know we try to cram so much into a weekend before we go back to work and before the new week begins, or the appointments begin again, and the phone calls and all that other good stuff. Um, but sometimes you also just need a break. Sometimes you just need to have an afternoon to shut it down and get back to good. Even if you don't think that you're in a bad way, I'm telling you, once you go outside and just get yourself back to nature. It was so nice where my mom lives. It's kind of um, secluded, and it was just so peaceful. That is my peaceful place, and I missed it. I really did. So it was a really, really good day. But that's what I wanted to go over. I am big on the self care and self help and self love thing, because I know what it's like when you have to pull yourself out of a dark place. I know what it's like to lose someone. I know what it's like to lose yourself. I know what it's like to have a chronic illness, and I wish I didn't know any of it. Unfortunately, I do. So hopefully, any tips that I can give you, I'll be more than happy to if it's going to help someone. And any tips that you can give someone else, give a comment. Um, you know, any tip is a good tip. Um, if it's going to get you through the day or help somebody else get through even a minute of their day. Let us know. Let us know what you do. So I just kind of wanted to get on, say hello to everyone. We're going to do a short one today. Like I said, today is my rest and pamper day, so I'm looking forward to that. This week we got the Lindsay Clancy trial starting back up. I also have a controversial topic that will be coming out sometime this week. I want to do just a tiny bit more research on it, and we'll see where we can go from there and what your thoughts are on it. I don't want to give too much info. I just have to do. I want to. I want to be fair. I'll say it that way. I want to be fair for each side, and I want to cover each side. So if I'm going to do a controversial topic, I'm going to cover each side and then give my thoughts on it. So it's not just going to be one-sided. And then we can get your thoughts on it. That's where I'm going with that. I just caught myself there, because there was that pause. And I'm thinking, oh my God, say something. And I have a brain freeze and I can't think of what I'm saying. I'm telling you, midlife brain, I don't care what anybody says, it's real. And that's just it. It's a real thing. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyway, on that note, I am going to get going and I am going to have my pamper day. Let me know if you are into, what shall we call it? A YouTube Girl Day Girl Fest. But it'll be for guys too. We don't discriminate on this page, and we're not sexist. So it's for guys and girls. But we'll have our own little music fest, and we can all jam out together. And let me know what music you want me to play. We'll play it. I don't know if they're going to let us do it very long, but we'll give it a whirl. And if you have any tips on self-care, give a comment and share those ideas with us as well. All right, guys, have a great week, and we will talk soon. All right, bye.